Kwame, I mean, tell me, this government has only been in office for a little over 4 months. Is it that you're going on this demonstration because you are not happy with how they are fighting this Galamsey menace?
Well, first of all, thank you and for the opportunity to speak to the Ghanaian people. And I greet your listeners from far and near. I think the premise on which we start this conversation is a bit unfair, because when you say the government is only 4 months, I pretty much believe that the effect of Galamsey has not paused or stopped because the government is only 4 months and is waiting for a period which the effect of Galamsey will say that this government has been in power for 6 months or 1 year. So I'm now going to start affecting people, their kidney diseases. I'm now going to affect pregnant women. I'm now going to affect people's kids and all that. So we cannot put time on something that is threatening our very existence as a people. Because this whole conversation about illegal mining is an existential threat. So if we begin to put time bound for which we are supposed to hold leaders accountable, it mars the whole conversation. But it's okay. Now the government is only 4 months in office, but it's about scale of preference and priority, for which he was able to expedite the establishment of gold board. The same speed he could have used to declare state of emergency. The same speed that he used to expedite the repeal of the e-levy and other laws, you could have used the same speed to repeal LI 2462. So clearly, it is not a question of whether or not the government has been in power for long, but it's about scale of preference and priority. Again, another leg of your question has to do with the actions the government is taking to deal with the Galamsey issue. My brother, tell me one single thing that this government has done which was not being done by the previous government, for which there is a saying which goes that you cannot continue to do the same thing over and over and expect different results. So, one, we are holding government accountable without looking at time, because it was the same president who is John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, when then in opposition, told the Kufuor's government to declare state of emergency through his current Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Mila Kofi Amabua. So, declaration of state of emergency does not need 100 days and over to be able to do it. Repealing of LI 2462 does not need 100 days and over to be able to do it. Cracking the whip on people who are abusing and putting them before court, just as was communicated through Mutaka Mubarak, the Honorable Minister for Interior, that he is no more going to prosecute foreigners, particularly for destroying our water bodies and our forests. You don't need 100 days to be able to see that such an act or law or foreign policy is affront to Article 17 of our 1992 Constitution that clearly talks to us about any action or discrimination, any action or law that discriminates against people on grounds of race. How can we live in our own country and then foreigners will come in and destroy our lands, destroy our water bodies, and all we can do is to ask them, oh, Shimbushia, Shinjumbu, you have come in to destroy our lands and our water bodies, but we are not going to prosecute you, we are not going to punish you. You go to your country, your home country, China, go and enjoy with your family the wealth that you've been able to acquire. But if a Ghanaian should be able to do same, that same Ghanaian will be punished before our laws. That clearly is a discriminatory act, which is upfront, which is unconstitutional, because Article 17 clearly talks about discrimination laws. So, my brother, 4 months in office, but clearly the act being taken by this government clearly shows that we are going round in circles. It's 4 months to nowhere. And if we don't put his leg to fire, for him to realize that some of the acts that he is actually taking will lead him nowhere, he will probably not set up. So we are even helping him, Generational Right Protection Society, in our quest to seek for the right of the next generation and the people living in this country today. We are helping him for his governance to be better. So it's not about 4 months in office and the actions being taken. Thank you.
And you're confident that those are, demonstrations that you and your team are undertaking would make the kind of difference that you would want to see?
Well, we don't know what the next action will be. But there's a saying that goes like, "Kesara sera," what will be, will be. First of all, we are expecting that our president, who has been in office and returned to office this time around, will have a soft heart to listen to the minds of the people, to listen to the cry of the people. But if the president chooses not to listen, I'm sure there are other avenues for which we can go to make our cry be heard over the world. How can we do? When we are done with this demonstration, we are going to go ahead and copy all the missions, the foreign missions. When we are done, there are laws that governs such matters that violate the fundamental right of people. That is the right to a healthy environment, right to life, right to good water and all that, and sanitation. And these are international conventions, the Rio Convention, declarations and other principles. When we are done and the president or the government refuses to listen to us, we will take such actions by creating awareness. Aside that, every year they've been going to COP30, COP29, COP this, COP that. If the government refuses to listen to us, emissions, whatever, the next time they are going for this COP20, COP30, we will take a lead. We will be there waiting for them and show the world that upon all the grammar that they come here and speak with their big quotes, when they go to our country, they go and destroy our forests and destroy our water bodies, for which the next generation cannot come and enjoy it. So let's take it. But I believe so clearly that the current president, that's John Dramani Mahama, is a changed person from what he used to be. And for that matter, when the citizens are crying, he will listen to them and not put a deaf ear to it. So we are not going to preempt what he will do. We believe clearly that when we cry, the president will listen and do what we, the citizenry, are asking for. But in the event that he thinks that he won't listen to the citizenry and do other things, I think we will then take it from there.
Kwame, let's look at a hypothetical situation. So you go on this demonstration and then you're called into a meeting with, let's say, the chief of staff and let's say the president. And then they look into your face and say, Kwame, what do you want us to do? What would be your advice to them?
I normally don't deal in hypothetical situations because you are inviting me to a conversation that is not real. Let's meet
but you want them to do something about the issue?
Let's meet the point where the president and the chief of staff will decide that our approach is to call people into meetings. But first of all, whatever meeting they will call me to, we are clearly asking for four things. One, the repeal of LI 2462. So whether they call me into a meeting or they don't call me into a meeting, that is what the Ghanaian citizens are asking for. Whether they call me into a meeting or they don't call me into a meeting, we are asking that state of emergency will be declared on all mining activities for us to go back to the drawing board. Have a cogent plan as to how we can extract our natural and mineral resources without having to destroy the water bodies and forests. That is number two. Three, you cannot say in 3 years, you cannot say on one hand that you are against the activities of illegal mining, but you come and set up a gold board, which I often refer to it as Galamsey board, because the activities are inadvertently going to promote Galamsey and illegal mining. But when you set up a gold board that is expected, their object is to get 12 tons of gold every month, for which you know clearly that without buying from the big mining companies, Newmont, Anglo Gold, Ashanti, Precious Mining, you cannot be able to achieve the 12%, 12 tons of gold objective that you've put in your act, the Gold Board Act. So clearly you are going to promote Galamsey inadvertently. And we are saying that they should look at the activities of the Gold Board. Or throw me into a meeting or they don't call me into a meeting, we are asking that foreign policy, which says that when the Chinese destroys our forest, we are only going to take them back to their home country and not put them before the law. They should really consider that decision. These are the four things that, whether in a meeting or not meeting, nobody should call me because that is what we are asking for. They should just do it, that's all.
Okay. Kwame, we wish you well.
We wish ourselves well, because this fight is not only for Katakyie, neither is it for Kwame Appiah-Kubi. It is for all of us. Because if you believe in 3 years, nano anoma esu ewuwim, ana ye kacha atichedia se kachira anoma se ni su no di asembeba. Atichedia se medium fame ho. Afi anoma no su ya abomofo ne kokko hwehwe no no. Odu a wo kokko anoma na atichedia da ho. Oku anoma ni ya anoma no to foma no fa atichedia ne ka ho. So if you think it is my fight, maybe one day when a sister, a brother, is affected with kidney diseases because of water bodies, then you will know that Katakyie was fighting for a good cause, and you will come on board for us to fight it. Thank you.
Kwame, I want to come on board, so please help me with the routes that you're going to be using at the time.
So helping you with the route, please, we are meeting 2 p.m. Obra Sport, which is the traditional sport that most often demonstrations that have been remembered in history do start. So Obra Sport. Then we will walk majestically, peacefully, without having to cause any chaos. And let me sound this warning, that our object for going for this demonstration is clearly not to cause chaos. We are not interested in causing chaos. We want our message to be clearly sent. So we are walking peacefully, majestically, through Ring Road to police headquarters, for which we will stand there for a while and chant. Right from there, we will walk through 37. That is the back of the police headquarters, straight to Flagstaff House. Now we've gotten the information that some miscreants who believe that we cannot enjoy our constitutional right, which is guaranteed by this constitution, says that they are also going to do cleanup exercise around the same time in the same period for which we are going for the demonstration. We don't have a problem with anybody who thinks that now we don't have state institutions to clean our environment and our Flagstaff House, for which they are the ones going to take up that role. We don't have any problem. But the warning and the caution we can sound to them, that if they have any ulterior motive, rather than coming to clean, then the police will arrest them. But the event that the police also refuses to do what is right and what is within the mandate of their work given them, then it means that we cannot trust the police. And I can bet you, when it gets to that point, no one can intimidate anybody. No one can scare anybody in this country. So we are entreating the police to do their work diligently and fair. If anybody goes beyond the remit of what we have set for ourselves as Generational Right Protection Society, they should arrest the person. We are not there to cause chaos. But in the event that the police also decides that they are not going to arrest anyone, and for that matter we need to defend ourselves, it's also within the Constitution that we must defend the Constitution. So if anybody wants to deny the people the right to assembly, which is a part of the Constitution, we see it as an affront to the Constitution, and we shall defend it with every might in us. For that one, we can assure them.
And the police is, assuring you of your support today, I believe.
Oh yes, of course. The Greater Accra Regional Command has assured us of their support 100%. We want to believe that clearly they are going to do their work diligently. They are going to do their work perfectly. But like I said, if in the event that the police shows any other thing rather than what we have decided, then I believe so strongly that we can trust them. But we want to trust the police, and we know that they will do their work perfectly.
There's one thing I promise I'm going to join you to do, to chant when you get to the police area.
When you come around, yes, let me know.
Kwame, thank you.